Everyone from wherever you are watching us from. We welcome you warmly to week 7 of our training series. And today we'll be looking at use data factory pipelines in Microsoft Fabric. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so like I said, today we are looking at using data factory pipelines in Microsoft Fabric. My name is Anna Ifituri. I'll be facilitating today's session. Our learning objective: describe pipelines, capabilities in Microsoft Fabric, use the copy data activity in a pipeline, create pipelines based on predefined templates, run and monitor pipelines. So Microsoft Fabric includes data factory capabilities, including the ability to create pipelines that orchestrate data ingestion and transformation tasks. So let's go to our introduction. So data factory pipelines within Microsoft Fabric play a crucial role in managing data workflow and orchestrating data movement. So usually by extracting data from one or more sources and loading it into a destination that you have created. And along the way, before getting to the destination, there's a transformation, a kind of ETL, basic ETL that is carried out so that the data in the final destination is ready for consumption for either the data analyst or the data scientist, or for any management staff who wants to fetch this information for management decision. So let's dive into the importance of data pipelines. One is seamless connectivity to diverse data sources. So data pipeline provides seamless connectivity to over 100 data sources, like your cloud database, analytic platforms, business applications, even on-premises data sources. Just like a well-connected network of pipes, data pipelines allow you to access and move data from various places to the required destination. Next on the line is rich orchestration capabilities. So with over 20 plus pipelines activity provided by Microsoft Fabrics, data pipelines empower you to build robust and powerful data integration solutions. You can create complex workflows to move petabytes of data, refresh and transform data using data flows and notebooks, define control flows, and perform other tasks at scale. You can think of it as orchestrating different activities along the data flow, similar to how a conductor coordinates an orchestra. So next is quick data copy with the copy assistance. So the copy assistant simplifies data copying by guiding you through a straightforward process. You can connect to various data sources and destinations, including sample data sources, to kickstart your data migration projects. Imagine it as a helpful guide for efficiently moving data from one place to another. Built-in AI for automation. Data pipelines incorporate built-in AI capabilities that accelerate and automate common data integration tasks. It is like having an intelligent helper that streamlines your data workflows. And next is integration with other Fabric artifacts. Data pipelines are seamlessly integrated with other Microsoft Fabric components. You can easily connect your Lakehouse, Fabric Data Warehouse, or execute data engineering notebooks within same Microsoft Fabrics. This integration ensures a cohesive data ecosystem. And last but not the least, single source of truth. The single source of truth ensures that everyone in an organization bases business decisions on the same data. It is like having a central repository, a master data hub that stores accurate, complete, and up-to-date information. Imagine it as a unified source that provides data for anyone across the entire organization. Companies often struggle with issues like multiple data sources, lack of collaboration, low data accuracy, and poor accessibility. To extract value from data decision makers needs to, work from a single source of truth. So by having a single source of truth, they gain clearer picture of their data and can optimize their data strategies. Organizations provide relevant personnel data to access these data. They all often provide accounts that will enable every personnel access this data in their repository, whether it's for analytics reporting or it's for decision making. Everyone uses this same data. So there will be like no more debate about which competing data source to trust. Everyone aligns with the single source of truth. So in summary, data pipelines in Microsoft Fabrics act as the backbone for managing data movement, transformation, and orchestration, ensuring that data flows efficiently and it is reliable. So getting started with Data Factory. To get started with Data Factory, we just go on to our browser and sign into Microsoft Fabric. You can just type powerbiservice.com and it will launch you into Microsoft Fabric environment. From there, you can explore the Data Factory section and access the relevant features. Happy exploring. So when you log in via your browser, this is the landing page, especially if you are the type that have had access to Power BI service before in the Microsoft Fabric environment. So you see the icon, Power BI icon at the bottom left of your screen, and when you click on it, it will pop up or where you can find the Data Fabric. And then once you see the Data Fabric, you can click on it and then it will launch you into the environment. Understand pipelines. Pipelines in Microsoft Fabric encapsulate a sequence of activities that perform data movements and processing tasks. So a pipeline is a logical grouping of a set of activities working sequentially to perform a task. So the activities in a pipeline define actions to perform on your data. So for more details, you can visit the official Microsoft Fabric documentation related to Data Factory. So when we were logging into Data Factory, this is the landing page that we'll find, and we can locate our data pipeline. If we click on this, we are going to have this interface that will request us to create a new pipeline. And once you supply the name, you hit on the create button and you are ready to go. So we have the copy assistant at this interface. When you log in, this is what you have. And then you have the copy data. So copy data is used, it's an activity that is used, just as the name suggests, is the primary purpose of copying your data from one location to another. And it efficiently move and transform data between different data stores. So it's like having a pipeline of pipes that transports, water maybe from a source to your tank, which is the destination. Use pipeline templates, which is one of the objectives we want to look at. There are many common pipeline scenarios that Microsoft Fabric have included in the predefined pipeline templates that you can just use and customize as you required. Run and monitor pipeline. So when you have completed a pipeline, you can use the validate option to check that its configuration is valid, and then you either run it interactively or specify a sequence that you want the pipeline to run. So you can view the run history for a pipeline to see the details of each run, either from the pipeline canvas or from the pipeline item listed in the page of the workspace. So thank you very much for listening, and now we're going into demo. Okay, so here we want to go into demo, so give me a moment. Let me reshare my screen. Okay, right here, we are here in this is our SQL Server. So we want to see some of the tables we want to copy from this SQL Server to our Microsoft Fabric, Data Fabric environment. Meanwhile, while it's launching the page, let us go to our browser to log in into our Power BI service. So we sign in. At the lower bottom corner, like we described in our presentation, let us hit our Power BI icon, and then we locate our data factory and we click on it. So here we are in the workspace. The first thing we do, let's create a workspace that we are going to work on. So we click on new workspace. Let's give our workspace a name. Let's say week 7 workspace. We could either give a description, upload logo as required, but for purpose of our demo, let's just keep it simple, and we apply. So we are here, like we mentioned, we are to create a new pipeline that we are going to use to copy activity. So clicking on the new plus new to create a new one. What do we want to create is a data pipeline. So we hit on it. Can give our pipeline a name. We can as well use the same as our workspace, and we'll hit create. We give it a couple of minutes to load. Meanwhile, while it's loading, let us check our database. Okay, it has loaded. Then let us locate the database that we are going to be working on. Let's open up the tables. All right, so we have our database tables open, and let us look at one or two. If time permits, we can copy more. So let's all right, so we have 1,238 rows. So we're going to copy this table. So let's head back to our pipeline. So here we are on the landing page. Like we saw in our presentation, this is add pipeline, which means that with this, we can build it on our own. This is our copy assistance. We can use it, and it will guide us step by step on what to do. And this is choose a task to start. This is the predefined templates that we can leverage on. When we click on it, we see different templates that have been created for us that we can leverage on and customized as to our desired taste. And then we can as well use the copy assistant, like I said. So under the home, we have a lot of we have the save button, the validate button that we mentioned. We have the run that helps you execute the pipeline that we are copying. The schedule helps you to schedule it. Is it hourly? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it by minutes that you want your data to refresh according to the desire of the organization? Of your organization. So here you can view to see run history of how your pipeline is working, the activity, the status, the time it takes to complete. And then the copy data, we use it. When you click on it, you also, just as you can see on the canvas, you can also see it here. You have add to canvas, and then this is the copy assistance, which is this icon you can see here. So we have data flow, we have notebooks. We mentioned it during the course of our presentation. We have lookup in case you want to copy more than one. And just like we can see in the database, we have a lot of tables, and copying it one by one after the other could be boring. Excuse me. So you can use lookup to do that. You can evoke pipeline. So if we click on under activity, we also have couple of activities that can be done in Data Factory. You have data flow, notebooks, get metadata, and the lookup is there. You have a script, you want to write maybe SQL script or Python script. You have the stored procedure, you have set variable, if conditions for each. You want to get from web, invoke pipeline, and then you have these tools that are here for notification. You want to know how your pipeline is doing. It will not be wise for you to be coming to be checking every minute. So when you set a notification, it sends you a notification if the pipeline was successful or if the pipeline fails. And then if we click on this ellipsis, you can see more transformation, more activities that you can do, move and transform data. You see delete data. If you want to use that button to delete whatever you need to delete, you have control flow, and then orchestrate. You have all the activities, Azure Databricks, and many more. You can see transformation, machine learning, and so on. So to get started, let us click, let's use a copy assistant to start building our data pipeline. Okay, so building our data pipeline, we now try, like we have seen where our data is coming from. So we want to scroll down to see all other activities that we can do. So we know that like we have seen in our database that is coming from SQL Server. So we select SQL Server. And because it is new, so we create new connection. It's requesting for our server name. So let's go to our server to get our server name. I will put in our server name. It's requesting for our database name. So let's just grab our database name. This is our database. Okay, so let's hit next. So we can see how it is, the copy assistant is assisting us step by step on how to copy our data pipeline. And it has loaded the database. So we just click on this drop-down menu and select the name of our database. Remember, the name of our database starts with J, so we scroll down gently to where we have J. So this is our database name. So let's test connection to see if our connection is successful. Okay, great. So now we move on to, we click next. Now it has brought us to the data source. You see, we have moved from choose data source to connect to the data in the data source. So now we have the tables. It has loaded the tables from our database. So we select the table that we want to copy. Like the table we want to copy is actor. So we just select actor. So let us select actor. So ensure that this actor box is checked so we can see the preview. So then, since we are good with it, let us hit next. Now it's asking us to choose a data destination for us to, the destination that we are moving this table into. So we are going to scroll down gently and look at all of the destination that we have. We have SQL Server, we have SFTP, but looking at it, you can choose your desired destination. It depends on where you want the destination you want your data into. For our demo, we are going to choose the lakehouse, which is within Microsoft Fabric. So we hit next. And now, because it's a new one, so we'll give it a name. So again, for purpose of description, we want to maintain our name for this demo. So we'll still call it Week 7 Lakehouse. And let's hit next. All right, so in this place, it's letting us know connection to data destination, root folder. Do we want the file to be to come in as a table or to be stored as file? Of course, we want it as a table, so we accept the table button that has been pre-selected for us. And then should we load it to a new table? Yes, I want it as a new table. Then if we scroll down, we have it's showing us the source and the data type, the destination name of the table, as well as the type. So we have it as integer, string, and timestamp. And then we have, like you saw, our delete button, which is for transformation, like we said earlier on during our presentation. So looking at this, I have the first name, the family name, the full name. So I know that the first name and family name is contained in this full name. So I wouldn't be needing these 3 columns. I'll just retain the full name in my destination. So I'm going to remove the first name and the family name. So what I have left is the full name. Then what else can I do? I look at the DOBs in timestamp. So I'm going to change it from timestamp to date. So I change it to date. And this as well, I change it to date. Okay, so I like what I'm seeing, and I think I'm done with the transformation. And then I click OK. I can click next. So now we can see step by step is checking what we have done and we are okay. And the next to be done is to confirm copy summary. So this is the copy summary. In case you are not okay with what you have done, you can hit the back button to effect any changes or correction that you want to make. And we have the summary that is moving the data from the SQL Server to the Lake server. So which is what we want actually. And we can see the connection name, that this is our server name. And then we are taking it to our lakehouse. This is our lakehouse name and this is our table name. So I think we are fine with it. So we just save and run this pipeline. So seeing the blue icon on the copy data shows that it is in progress. If I lift up the property from below, we can see the run activities. Okay, so it is successful. So once it is successful, we'll see the green button. Assuming it wasn't successful, we'll see this red button instead that shows that our pipeline has failed. So now that we have copied this pipeline, we can view the run history like we said. So we can see the timing and the status of the pipeline and the date, the time that the pipeline was created. Okay, now that we have copied using copy assistant, it is usually very nice and a good practice to give like this copy 7QX. We can give it a more descriptive name so that by the time you come back to it or any other person from the engineering team want to see, will be able to know copy data, which particular data does this copy data copied. So you can give it a descriptive name. Let's call it actors, since that is the table that this copy data has copied. Okay, so this is copy actors. So we can use copying it by ourselves, that's manually. So we just click on add to canvas instead of using the copy assistance again. So here, once you add to canvas and you click on the copy data, it will be highlighted just as you can see. You can see that this grayed out and this highlighted. So it means that we are working on this particular copy data. And then under the general, you can see this icon, this red asterisk icon means that you need to supply a name. It has helped us to like provide a name, but like I said, we need to give it a more descriptive name. So let's assume we want to copy another data. Let's say it is studio that we want to copy. So this one icon that is on these two, the source and the destination, means that we are going to supply information to complete our connection account. So let's click on it. Now it is selecting workspace. Workspace means that it is my destination, which is within my workspace. This is the lake house. But where I want to, the source where I want to get the data from is not within my workspace. So I'm going to click external. So once I click external, I'm going to supply, I'll be needed to supply the connection. Like this asterisk is very important, we'll be able to move forward. So because we have supplied our information before, if we click the drop down menu, we are going to find it there. But assuming you are copying from a different data source, of course, you have to supply the new name, server name, or whichever address where your data is situated. So I'm copying from the same server. So it is okay for me to click the drop-down menu to select. And then of course it will ask me for a database, which of course if I scroll down, where is a server, it's a SQL server, that's the connection type. and then it's loading the database for me. And then if I click on the drop down, again, we'll scroll down to locate the database we are working on, which is Gyre Academy. So we scroll down gently to J. It is alphabetically arranged, so I think I've just passed it, Gyre Academy. So we allow it to load. Don't forget to always test your connection. So now that it has loaded our tables, it's asking us to select the table we want to copy this time. So again, we are no more copying actor, we want to copy studio. So this is our studio, so we select it. And with that, we are done with source. We can see that the one icon has disappeared. So we move to destination. Now it's selecting external for me. No, I don't want to copy it from external to external. I want to bring it from the external to my workspace. So I'm going to select workspace. And of course, it's lakehouse. And then let me select the name of my lakehouse. And this is the lakehouse that we've created. I want it to be in this same lakehouse. And then if I click the drop-down menu, it's going to show me only actor, which we created the other time. But this is a new table, so I'm going to click on new. When I click on new, I'm going to give it a name since it's studio, so I'll just write studio. And I click create button. And with that, we are done here. So let's move on to mapping. So under mapping, we are going to import schemas to import the data into the new table that we have just created. Because as at now, the table is empty. So here we are, we have like we saw the other time, we have the source, the type, it's moving it to this destination. So this is going to be the name, and these are the data type. And in case I don't want any, like we did the other time, we can use the delete button. But for now, we like it the way it is. So we just accept. And since this is studio, it's actually studio name, so I can give it maybe a studio name. And then with that, we are good. So we can save our work. We can validate our pipeline. Your pipeline has been validated. We can now run our pipeline. So what we notice is that we didn't define a sequence at how the data will be run. So both activities are running at the same time. So, and because the activities are running at the same time, you can define, like I said, the sequence that you want your activity to run. Probably you should run the actors first before running the studio. So what we can see, we notice that there's this pipeline has failed, and the actors pipeline is successful. So like we said, we can use the activity to a kind of set the notification to let us know that a pipeline has failed or a pipeline is successful. So let us connect these to this pipeline, and let's click on it to select it so that we can also set the parameters. So again, let's give it a descriptive name. Let's say failure. Let's say failed. Okay, so let's go to setting. So as setting, we'll be required to sign in. So let's sign in. Let's grant access. So if you don't grant access, it might not send the notification to you. So we allow it to load gently. So let's select, we want it in a group chat. And let's select the group chat name. Let's say this. And let's say, let's notify our data engineer senior lead. Please check the pipeline data migration field. Okay, so we just give a little description, and then with that we are good. So let us, again, we save. And then let's give a sequence. Let's create a sequence that it should copy the actor first before moving on to our studio. We can as well define success notification. So let's create another one, and let's drag success to it. So again, let's give it a descriptive name and say successful. And again, let's go to setting. We have already signed in, so we just supply the parameters. Again, we are going to select same group chat, and the Niger data. Then we click the SR, give it the body, data migration successful. Okay, so again, let us save. We click home. That's where we have a save button. Okay, so as we can see, we have defined a sequence that our pipeline will flow. It will first copy this copy actors before moving to studio. If it's successful, it will give us a prompt. And if it's If it fails, it will also give us a prompt. So again, let's drag this success as well. So if both are successful, it will give us a prompt, and if it fails, it will give us a prompt as well. All right, so let's save and validate our work, and then we run it again. Okay, so what we notice now is that it is only the copy actors that is now running, because we have now defined the sequence that this activity should copy. We should copy the actor first before moving on to copying the studio. And now the copy actors is done. It has now moved on to the copy studio. Okay, so now we have, so this is successful and that is not successful. So let's go and check. Give me a moment. Okay, so moving on from here, let us find out why our pipeline failed. We'll soon go and check our teams to find out if we got a notification or not. But the way we can check why the pipeline failed is to click on, you can see like a comment button here. So you click on it and then you read through to find out why it failed, so you can effect the correction. Like message is equals to colon name studio, name contains invalid characters that are not supported by Microsoft Data Transfer. Okay, so that's fine. So let us go to, so we click on our studio and go to our mapping and look at the name. Okay, so we have a space in between the name. It doesn't allow for space, so we can either write the name together, studio name, or we give it maybe an underscore. So I'll just put an underscore in between to make it one name. And now if we run our pipeline again, it's not going to fail. So we can run our pipeline. Actor is in progress. Actor has succeeded. Studio is queued. Studio is now in progress. Yeah, so finally, our pipeline has successfully um, been copied. The data migration is now successful. So let us view run history. So in the run history, we can now see the pipeline and then the status submitted by. So if we go to monitoring hub, we can see where what activity item type is data pipeline, and then the couple of times that the data pipeline failed, and then the time that it succeeded. So we can just monitor the location in the workspace is week 7. So week 7 activity name is week 7 pipeline. So that is how we can monitor our pipeline. So let's just go back to our workspace. Now we talked about schedule refresh. So if we hit on the button, it will bring us to this place where we can schedule. It's currently off, so we turn it on, and then we select this frequency. How do you want your data to be refreshed? So you want it weekly, you want it daily, or you want it hourly, depending on the organization data or the organization's request of how they want their data to be refreshed and to be, maybe it is weekly, they want it refreshed, or daily or hourly. But for our purpose of our demo, we can just click maybe minutes, and let's put maybe 2 minutes. And then we set the time. If we don't set the time, we need to set time, let's say 8:00. And then we need to send the ending time so it doesn't run forever. So let's say 8:10. Okay, so please don't forget to choose your time zone wherever you are. I'm in Africa, Nigeria, so I'm going to choose West Africa, West Central Africa. So after I've done that, all is done. So I'm going to click on apply. And then we are done, so we can close the interface. So we'll come back to check the view history to see if it's maybe by 8:02 now, we're going to see that it will be refreshed and it will show success. So while we wait for that 2 minutes, we can go to our workspace to view the tables that we have copied. So here we are, and this is our lakehouse, is our warehouse. So if we go to our lakehouse, we are going to view the tables that we have copied. Let's allow it to load. Okay, so for the studio, we have 262 rows, And if we go to our database, I'm sure it is 262 rows. So give me a couple of minutes and I'll open the database so we can confirm if our data pipeline copied correctly. Give me a few minutes, I'll be with you shortly. All right, so I guess you can see my screen. We are looking at Studio, so let me grab Studio. So let's run this to know. Okay, so we can see we have 262 rows, just as so it means that our data pipeline copied everything that we have on this table. So from our schedule notification, we can see that it's giving us notification on our group chat. There's data migration successful, data migration successful. So it means that our notification is working as well. So, and we have seen that our rows are complete. Everything is complete. So with that, if the data analyst or the data scientist will want to create a report or they want to get an information, they can always come to this lakehouse to make use of the information they needed, they want to be on. So for, let's say, data analysts, from this lakehouse, they can just launch Power BI. So I give it a couple of minutes to load. Okay, so great. We are here. This is our Power BI environment. And then from here, the data analyst can, analyze their data, do their modeling and analyze their data. So if maybe you want to look at the studio name or the studio ID, or you want to look at the actors, you want to know the gender, So let's say you have the let's say you want to take the ID by gender, you want to know. So we can see that we have more male actors than female. So you can do something like that, or you want to a kind of create an information for your management view. We can as well have that, and we can make it maybe a bit longer and bring it a bit lower, and then make it use the scroller bar to give the information that you want to the management. So the data analyst can just come here and do whatever they want, with the data. So meanwhile, let us head back to our pipeline. Yes, it's requesting us to save our work. So again, let us save by, let's say let's maintain our name with 7 reports. I guess I'm correct. So still in the same workspace. So now that our report is saved, we can now go to our pipeline. So getting back here to our pipeline environment, let us view history. Okay, so we can see at 801, 802, 806, 808, 810. So it means that the schedule refresh that we did, it's actually worked. So with that, we have come to the end of this demo. We suggest that you go through the Microsoft documentation on Data Fabric to gain more insights on these very topics. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any concern, you can reach us on our WhatsApp group, on our website, and then we'll address any concern or comments that you have. Thank you very much, and God bless you.